Well, my first question is, thinking back to last year, comparing it to this year, how is this year different because of customized learning?
This year, it's kind of like you get to move at your own pace and you don't have to wait for everyone. And last year, like the whole class would get an assignment that was due like either the next day or in a few days, and everyone was expected to get it done like at the same time.
Yep.
Is that, does it feel like you have more or fewer deadlines?
Mr. Ulmer, please call the elementary office. Mr. Ulmer, please call the elementary office.
Are deadlines more of a factor in your life now, or less?
No, it's a lot
Yeah.
less of a factor because there's this thing called teacher pace, where the teacher where they would like you to be, but you don't exactly have to be.
Yeah.
I'd like each of you to answer this. What is your typical day like? And don't answer for the whole class, but what is your typical day like when you arrive at school here?
Well, I think it's a lot faster. I feel like the day goes a lot faster and you have more freedom because you get to pick whichever class you want to go into more, where you have more homework, or where you need help.
And
Yeah.
what are sort of the steps of your typical day?
Well, usually we have first hour, and then right after that we have advisory. That's where we choose like the different classes we're going to go to during the day, and kind of figure out like which classes we're going to have when.
And you're keeping track of some of that online,
Mhm.
or maybe all of it online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Playing the
mostly,
system and-
it's all on our computers.
Yeah, there's just a website that we can click different classes that we want to take.
And that's Schoology?
Yep, Schoology, and then there's a thing called Keros,
Yeah.
which is like a scheduler.
What do you see when you open up Schoology? What's there?
It's a home page, and then at the top it's courses, and when you click on courses, it has all the classes that you can choose from, and when you click on that, it shows up all the homework and tasks that you need to do.
Just different folders with things for each class in them.
I want to talk about how the community, what they're thinking about this customized learning, and don't want you to answer for all of Dual County, but what do your parents think about customized learning? Do they understand what it is? Do you talk about it?
Yeah, my parents, we've talked about this before, how it would be easier for like a more advanced student. They feel like it would be more easier. But with people that struggle a little bit, it would be harder for them because some people just don't want to do their homework, and with the teacher pace thing, it will let them not do their homework as much.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about it like with my parents and like what we're doing, and then at the end of the week we send them an email about like everything we've done during the week to like keep them updated.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me your parents think it might be harder for kids that aren't the top caliber students. What do you think about that?
Well, I think if kids have like initiative and they know how to get their work done, then I think it's good for them. But if they're always messing around or they're not paying attention, then I think it's harder.
Yeah.
Part of this, we're hopefully helping learners be more responsible for their learning. And I want to know, and I'd like both of you to answer this. Do you feel more responsible and in fact more empowered for your learning? And if so, how does that make you feel overall?
I think we do have like a lot of control because in some of our classes we have like options on which tasks we can do and how many you want to do, and at the end there's like a quiz or a verbal quiz that you have to do to prove that you've learned the information.
Yeah, I think it teaches you a lot more responsibility, which will help you go into high school.
I'd like to, this is a little bit, maybe a little bit harder, but just how would you explain how that level of responsibility makes you feel about school compared to the old days?
I feel like sometimes it's a lot more pressure So like, if it's in more than one class where you get to choose the different tasks, then it's like pressure to make sure you get what you need to done. But I think it's also a lot more freedom.
Yeah, I think it's more convenient for the student because they can choose wherever they want to go.
Do either or both of you have career goals?
No, I don't. I have no idea what I want to be yet.
I don't know really where I want to be, but I kind of want to do something like with sports.
Well, my question was going to be, thinking of your future, do you feel this maybe helps you be better prepared as an adult?
Yes,
Down the road?
definitely.
Explain a little bit why that might be.
I think so because, like we talked about earlier, it teaches you a lot of responsibility, which you're going to need in later life.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I want to ask you also, let's say a new student moved into this district and they were from a school where nothing like customized learning had ever happened, and they're real leery about it, they don't know what it is. How would you explain to that student what they're going to experience here?
Well, we had a new student this year that just came in and they didn't do this customized learning thing. But I think they got used to it pretty quick, and the teachers also helped us kind of explain it to them because we were also kind of new to this at first. So the teacher, we all had to kind of get used to it. The teachers did too before we started doing everything.
That take a long time to get used to?
No, like a week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mady, how would you explain to them?
Well, it's like you just get to choose. It's a lot of freedom. Like you get to choose which things you do to help you learn and which places you go to, what homework you want to work on. It's just a lot of freedom and responsibility.
We've talked about Schoology, of course. What are some other ways that technology is a part of customized learning?
Well, like you can check a lot of different things. Like there's notifications that post your grades, which you can look at your grades, you can look at your attendance. There's a lot of different things that you can look at, and yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're using more technology resources to find information?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that, and whoever wants to jump in can do that.
Last year, all we would do is paper. Well, a lot of the things we would do is on paper, but everything this year is computer, looking stuff up, doing stuff on the computer.
Yeah. It's a lot more computerized this year than it was last year.
Anything else either of you would like to say about customized learning as you've experienced it?
I don't think so, not a lot, but I think I like it. I just want to say that I liked it.
Yeah, I like it a lot better because you get to move however fast you want.
Lenny, do you have a couple things you want to ask?
Sure, I can ask a question. I won't stand by you, like looking at
Yeah. In fact, I'll let you have my chair.
No, go ahead. You talked about different pace and so on. Most teachers or parents, when they think about students that are all working at the same thing at the same time, what does that look like if you've got kids all in different places? How do you do that?
Well, usually there's at least a few kids that are at the same pace because, like, usually friends want to work together so that if there's a group project, they can work on that together. So I think that adds more pressure on the kids who are slower to, like, catch up with their friends so they can be in the same group.
Yeah.
So you do have small groups then?
Sometimes, yeah, in different
Now, are
classes.
those small groups always the same, or does that change up? Or?
Sometimes the teachers pick the groups, like people that struggle a little bit will be picked with people that don't struggle as much so the other people can help them out.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're kind of working at your own pace, how do you keep from falling behind?
Well, that's kind of up to you yourself. If you fall behind or not, that's your choice to do your homework.
Mhm. Do you find that if a teacher sets a pace and you go really fast, how do they react to that? Is that okay for you to go really fast? Or?
It is, but then eventually there's a point where they don't have any more things. They don't post enough things for you to go super far ahead.
Yeah, so there's like, it's kind of like being on a leash almost. I mean, you can go ahead, but there's a certain point where you have to stop.
Yep.
Okay. How about when you look at how you work with other students, do you sometimes get to choose when to work with other students, or is it always teacher directed?
I think it's usually teacher directed.
Okay. How about choosing the types of assignments you do? Is that mostly teachers, or do you sometimes get to kind of choose how you do the work?
Well, there's like different options for different things. Like some will be like you can watch a video or do a worksheet, and you can choose like between those different styles of kind of learning that you can pick.
Whichever one you're more comfortable with, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Since you're all in different places and working on different things, if you're learning about something new, where do you learn that? Is it always from the teacher, or are there other ways that you learn?
There's a thing called seminar time, which is either 25 minutes or 50 minutes, because sometimes half the grade goes into one class and half goes into the other. But yeah, it's kind of like a class itself, that seminar time,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
instead of going by yourself.
And that's led by the teacher then?
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
do
Mhm.
that? Do you find that you do have more time to work individually with teachers or in small groups with the teacher?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think
because we
so.
have learning labs or study halls where you can choose like which classroom you want to go into, and if you have questions, you can ask the teacher while you're in it.
Yeah, you can talk to them whenever you want in a learning lab.
Okay. When you get a chance to work with teachers more individually, does that change how you view the teacher or how you relate to the teacher?
I think a little bit.
It
It
could
helps
be.
you like get to know them better
Mm-hmm.
and trust them more.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you if there's a project you've done this year or a direction you've gone in your own learning where you've learned something that's really valuable to you, if there's anything like that that's happened that you think maybe wouldn't have happened last year.
Well, I don't really think there's stuff that you wouldn't learn. If we hadn't switched, I think we'd learn the same things, but it'd just be like it'd be less in depth.
Yeah, it'd be in a different style.
Can you think of one area just for you personally where you think you've gained knowledge more in depth than you probably would have a year ago?
I don't know if I would have gained more knowledge this year, but I certainly think that I've gone farther ahead than what I have last year. I've learned more.
How do you get feedback? How do you know that you're doing okay?
Well, every once in a while, like the teacher will check on you and tell you like if you're on pace or behind pace, and if say you fail a quiz, then they'll talk to you and help you get like kind of a redo, and you can go over it again to make sure you understand it.
Now, in those redos, how does that work? If you just didn't get it the first time, you can go back and work on it some more and then come back? Or
Yeah, you review it again and again, and then you take the quiz, and hopefully you get a better score.
So do you still get traditional grades, or how do they tell you you're doing okay?
Yeah,
we still
on
get
Schoology,
grades.
there's a grades thing where you can look at all your grades, and it's the same grades as last year.
Okay. There's one more thing I was going to ask. Now I forgot it. Oh, if you get behind, what do you do?
Well, I guess you work with the teacher and with yourself and just people who can help you like catch up and figure out like what you're missing to help you get back on track.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty much all you can do.
So you can use other students to help you, not just teacher then, or?
Yeah.
When does it cross the line of becoming cheating? I know some people view that as cheating, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if you help them like understand something without doing it for them, like we've always been told, don't tell them answers, help them figure it out on their own.
All right, I think that's at least everything I can think
Yeah,
of.
yeah, you did a very nice job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have you guys been behind on anything a day in your life, in your whole school?
Yeah.
You probably don't have any clue what happens when you get behind.